Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pink, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that many people believe that this kind of 4-year cycle, what we're experiencing in Bitcoin, it won't be there in the future. For example, Dan Moorhead argues that as well, who's the founder and CEO of Pantera Capital. So let's talk about that. The second topic I would like to discuss is US debt ceiling crisis, which could be a catalyst for crypto ultimate decoupling from the stock market. And the third news is all about that, according to Bitmex CEO, 5 countries will be accepting Bitcoin as legal tender by the end of next year. So guys, all this in today's video. And if you would like to get this fresh cryptocurrency and blockchain news every weekday, the only thing you have to do, subscribe to this channel, Blockchain Bloom. Subscribe, bell button, all. That's the only thing you have to do. If you like this content, smash the like button, help YouTube algorithm to spread the information. And also check out the links under this video, because there you can find a free course, for example, how to start investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and many useful links, for example, for different exchanges. And with those links, if you register with those one, you can save money with at each transaction. Okay, and now let's move on to the market, where we can see that Bitcoin, it's still going up. $57,506, which is about 1.5% increase in the last 24 hours, but it is a 15% in 7 days. Look at all the big other altcoins we have here. It doesn't matter it's Ethereum, or we're talking about, you name it, like XRP, Polkadot, whatever is in plus. Okay, Shiba Inu is a different kind of thing. Okay, so yes, so all these guys, Bitcoin is outperforming them right now. When we're looking at the top winners, we see Shiba Inu, no question. Then we have Raven. And then we have Waves. So these are the top 3. When we're looking at the top losers, today we have REN minus 13%, Airwave minus 11%, and IOTA minus 10%. And let's looking at real quick the candlestick chart. And there we can see that, well, today we have a little bit reddish candle, so far at least. We have this line here, which is around 58,000 as a previous resistance we have experienced before. And yes, so we're waiting for this one first to cross for Bitcoin. And the next step would be really around 60, because if this kind of 60,000, 61,000 number, it's crossed, then I think it will be real quick to reach the all-time high, the previous all-time high. But I think what also can play out, it's very likely, and I would like that scenario a bit better, when we have a bit pullback here, maybe to 52,000 to this recent support level, or go down even to 48,000. It's also okay. And then retest these levels, and then go higher and higher. Because to have some support levels, make it the whole thing a bit stronger, it would be nice. So this would be the ideal one, but of course we don't know how the market will react. We can have that Bitcoin is just start to moon. I would be more happy with the version what I just explained. Yeah, basically that's it now. We waiting now, and obviously the Bitcoin dominance is continuously growing right now. And of course, you can see the altcoins are not doing that well at the moment. Okay, and now let's move on to the first news. And it's all about the 4-year cycle, what we experience in Bitcoin. And does it come to the end right now? So this is the question. Many experts believe that sooner or later, this typical 4-year cycle, what we have because of the halving, Bitcoin halving, will come to end. Because they believe Bitcoin won't be that volatile in the future. And here we have this article, and we have Dan Moorhead, who is actually, here you can see, the founder and CEO of Pantera Capital. And he argues that history will no longer repeat itself when it comes to 4-year cycles. And He cautioned investors on the price impact of the Bitcoin ETF. He also suggested that diversified crypto assets would outperform Bitcoin alone. So now we're not having just Bitcoin like it was, in the previous bull market. Of course, there were other things as well, but Bitcoin was the only one what people really believed. Now we have even altcoins. People think they kind of strong and they can stay with us for a longer time. So it's not just Bitcoin what we focusing right now. And also the deep bear market, such as 83% correction in Bitcoin, are thing of our predominant past. This is his opinion. So this was in the past, but probably this is not going to happen again. This is what he believes. So this could be the last 4-year cycle, and these cycles are getting longer and longer. Some popular crypto analysts like Benjamin Cowan argue for so-called lengthening cycle. This is where the classic boom and bust 4-year crypto cycle become longer. So stretching it, put it this way. In other words, instead of a current cycle ending this year, Cowan suggests that the peak might not happen this year. This is primarily because as the market cap grows, it is simply harder to push up the price because there are more participants in it, and it's not that easy to manipulate, or not manipulate, but they push it up and all these things. On-chain analyst Willy Wu predicts that this will be the last 4-year cycle too. So as you can see, many people believe that we are going towards a super cycle, which means Bitcoin will be less volatile. You won't see this very big dips when it comes to a bear market. It will be a smaller correction, and even the increase on the other side will be less. And if you just look back in the 90s and the dot-com boom and all these things, just check out the Amazon. If you look at Amazon here back in 1999, we have it seen at some point. I can't point it out right now, but it was around, put it this way, around $100, right? A share of Amazon. And then we had this in 1999. And when we came to 2001, after the whole thing collapsed, we went down to $7-ish, kind of. So which is more than 90% decrease. How volatile is this? And then we're talking about a stock market, and we're talking about right now something which is definitely a blue chip. And even happened to that. So can that happen to Bitcoin? Yes, it can, because now look at how Amazon is performing. Now we have Amazon here, as you can see, at 3,246, but actually it was a bit higher, as you can see here. So a collapse, a similar one, it will bring Amazon price down to under $300. Is that likely? I don't think so. This would be actually too much. I don't think it's a likely scenario. But we needed these years. So this was now, and this is like 20 years later. And Bitcoin itself, it's a totally new asset class. Of course, stock market did exist before Amazon. So it's a totally new thing, and it's out just for 12 years. If you're looking at from this side, of course, it needs time to find its place. But when it does, then it simply can happen. More people invest, more people start to believe in crypto and Bitcoin, more institutional money will flow in. It will make it stronger. And when it gets stronger, it will be less volatile. Okay, so this was the whole thing I wanted to discuss. Okay, the second topic is about the US debt ceiling crisis, which could be actually the catalyst for crypto to finally decouple from the stock market. So let's talk about that. Okay, so what we have, crypto, it's definitely moving together with the stock market in many cases. Not all cases, but in many cases, because then something bad happening in the stock market, the whole mood, the investment mood, it's pretty bad. If some bad thing happens, push down the stock market and it affects the crypto market. But here in this article, you can see that this US debt ceiling, which is just keep rising and rising, could be the catalyst finally to, crypto decouple from the stock market. So many, and beyond the crypto industry, so not just in the crypto industry, believe that the political standoff around the debt cycle ceiling increase makes digital assets more attractive in the long run. And the United States federal government's default on its debt has been averted, at least for now. On 7th of October, the Senate voted to increase the debt limit by 480 billion US dollar, some needed for the world's biggest borrower to keep paying off its obligations until early December. And the US government, thanks to controlling the printing press for the world's reserve currency, as they just simply print it, has a unique power to set its own debt limit. Crazy, isn't it? Just think about it. Just the fact you have a credit card, and then you say, I just increase my credit limit. I need more money. Let's do it without any punishment. Congress first imposed a cap on the aggregated national debt in 1939, and here's the crazy number, increasing this limit on more than 100 occasions since then. 100 times, go it higher. Look at this. This is the US debt clock. And you can see US national debt. We're talking about here this lovely number, really. 28 trillion, almost 29 trillion US dollar. Look, when you check out the US federal debt to GDP ratio, in 1960 was 52%, 1980, 34, 2000, 56, and now we're talking about 125% of the GDP. Well, we have the US national debt. So this is a huge number. And what they do, just basically pushing higher the ceiling. Okay, it's too much. Let's go more. Okay, now it's enough. Okay, later, do more. So this is how they play with. And they have the power for it. So this cannot go forever. If we're looking at fiat currencies, in the long run, none of them have really survived in history. So now we need something against this kind of inflation. And crypto could be, nowadays, something which people can think about as a safe haven and invest in crypto. So definitely whatever I'm saying here on the channel, not financial advice, I'm just saying, just play with the idea, what's happening in the world, what's happening in fiat money, how it's printing, how the debt ceiling is increasing, and where it's going to lead. And what could be the alternative, how you save your money, the value of your asset. Basically, because you save the money, it's one thing, but if it has no value later on, what was the point to just simply keep it? Probably nothing. Okay, so this is definitely an important thing, what's going on right now in the world. And now let's talk about the third news. The third news is that the Bitmex CEO believes that actually 5 countries will accept Bitcoin as legal tender by the end of next year. So we have El Salvador, the very first one, which said, okay, legal tender, Bitcoin since this year, 7th of September. And now we had the Bitmex CEO, Alex Hopner, who is saying that basically by the end of next year, 5 countries could accept Bitcoin. So by the end of next year, at least 5 countries will have accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. The CEO of cryptocurrency exchange Bitmex has predicted. He cited 3 key reasons why he arrived at this conclusion. Developing countries will jump into crypto in 2022. And okay, let's talk about it. So let's increase it a little bit as I see it better. Okay. So the first is remittances. Remittances made up 23% of El Salvador's GDP in 2020, Hopner described. Citing data from the World Bank, he added that low and mid-income countries receive about 75% of the global remittances, and 540 billion in remittances reached low and middle-income countries in 2020. Big percentage, big number. This money has got to find a way somehow home. And but the current system of remittances, led by money service providers, for example, Western Union, is ripping people off by charging them an average of 10%. Actually, I think this is a bit more, just to send money home the next business day. The second factor is simply inflation. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, forecast inflation for developed countries in 2021 at 2.4% and 5.4% for developing countries. So we're talking about developing countries. Developed and developing countries, yeah. So you can see this number. He explained that the people seek alternatives to fiat currencies during inflation crisis. For example, he said, as inflation climbed well above 15% this year in Turkey, crypto adoption surged. Crypto responded, of course, quickly, banning the use of crypto for goods and services, but inflation is now at 19.25%. So it kept going up. But this was Turkey's reaction. The third factor is politics. He explained that many politicians or rulers are skilled and savvy and have an interest in positioning themselves as progressive, populist, and new age thinkers. So as they can see what's happening now in El Salvador, and if this is the future, and this could be a way how they make themselves more likable if they would like to go for this. This is not necessarily a good thing, because this is a selfish thing to promote all these new directions just because I would like to get more popular, but this could be definitely another catalyst. So yes, we'll see what's going to happen at the end of next year, at the end of 2022, but what El Salvador has started, probably other countries will follow. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And if you like this kind of content, smash the like button, help YouTube algorithm to spread the information. And if you like this channel, then hit the subscribe button, because I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news every weekday. And with that, I keep you up to date. This is the whole goal of the channel. And of course, coming back tomorrow with the freshest. I wish you a great day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.